All right, so from South Africa, we'll talk about sugar. Well, last week we heard how the price of sugar was surging, and now we have a report from the FDC saying, that's Financial Derivatives Company, saying that global price of sugar has fallen by 5.24% to $20.62 a pound year to date. Let's find out what's happening with Miriam Ode. Hi, Miriam. Good afternoon. Tell us what's going on. In the domestic market, there are complaints of the price of sugar surging, but now we see globally that it's dropping.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. So yes, last week we saw the global price of sugar actually increase, but this week we're seeing it's like declining, and this is even in comparison to December's price of 23 cents per pound. And the reason why we're seeing this decline in the global price of sugar is mainly because of increased cane production in Brazil. So that's why we're seeing the price of sugar actually declining now. But remember, there's still like undergoing factors or underground factors that are still keeping the price of sugar elevated, like the congestion at Brazil's ports, which is preventing the bumper harvest from Brazil to reach the global market. So currently, global price of sugar is still elevated, but it's falling.
Yeah, so we know that there's been efforts here in Nigeria to reduce the consumption of sugar. There was a sugar tax and all of that. And then there are also efforts to reduce the importation of it. What's the situation now?
I know that in 2022, the government actually imposed a 10 naira per litre tax, same tax on sweet beverages like carbonated drinks in a bid to reduce the demand for the commodity. And we've even seen recently that many organizations are actually clamoring for an increase in this level of tax so that demand will fall further. But we know that in countries that have actually implemented this tax, like Mexico, Chile, even the UK, despite the introduction of this tax, we're still seeing high levels of obesity and diabetes, which is actually the main reason why this tax was introduced in Nigeria. And then for importation, Nigeria still imports a whole lot of the raw material needed for the production of sugar to meet with its domestic demand. We import over 90% of raw sugar materials for domestic needs. Meanwhile, we see sugar refineries like Dangote Sugar Refinery. There are refineries that are trying to increase the production of sugar, but this is still insufficient to meet up with domestic demand. And this is why we're still seeing increased level of importation, because in Q3 2023, sugar still remained one of the top imported commodities, accounting for 1.86% of total imports into the country.
Yeah, unfortunately that's Miriam. Thank you so much for your time with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right.